Nominate a family that you think is deserving of the exterior home makeover. Brought to you by your friends at Exterior Home Solutions.
Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Exterior Home Solutions 2-minute drill on this Tuesday, Hubber. And you hear Brian Jean-Marie talk. Clearly, he knows that some of these young linebackers have got to grow up in a hurry. This is a big game. And honestly, I think the rotation, a lot of it will depend on how Tennessee's offense does and how much you have to keep that defense on the field.
Well, I think the number of snaps the defense is having to play, how hot, how humid is it going to be, all those things factor into that rotation. Brian Jean-Marie made it very clear he wants to rotate. He also made it very clear he's not rotating just for the sake of rotating.
Yeah.
He's only rotating guys he feels comfortable with. I think he likes what Elijah Herring got done in his first start. But, the linebacker core, they're going to test those guys. I mean, Florida will motion, do a lot of different things, and they'll try to work the middle of the football field with a veteran quarterback. So there'll be a real stress on the linebacker position this week, I think, to have good eyes and to communicate well. And it'll be a challenge for Elijah Herring on the road in the conference for the first time.
All the talk of the players-only meeting, it sounds like this turned out to be like a team meeting that the coaches were at, and then once the coaches left the room, then a couple of guys just said, hey, we got to clean some stuff up. Much to do about nothing. At least that's how Omari Thomas played it up today.
Well, I think the first thing when fans hear players-only meeting, then the first thought is, man, they got real problems. This team's got chemistry issues. They're having some real infighting and all that. It's not the case here, in my opinion. This is a group of guys that stepped in and said, listen, guys, we didn't play very well against Austin Peay. We didn't do what we needed to do. We got to pick up our game. Nobody panic, nobody freak out. Let's go to work like we do every day and get ready to play in this game on Saturday, which is a huge opportunity game. I don't think there's a real chemistry issue or anything like that floating around this football team, which stems sometimes in fans' minds when they hear the word players only.
Nobody fell on a helmet?
I don't think anybody fell on a helmet.
So defensively, Florida seems like they're a little more intact, a little more athletic, a little more put together than they are offensively, at least through the first couple of games. This is a new Florida defensive coordinator. Alec Ablin, talked about how aggressive they are and stuff today. Would expect them to try to dial up some pressure.
Yeah, I think they'll be multiple and do a lot of different things. We've talked about it. Are they going to load up the box to stop the run and put it on Joe Milton's shoulders? Are they going to play, hey, we don't want to give up big plays and try to play it straight up that way? It depends on how they feel like their offensive line or their defensive line can hold up against Tennessee in the run game. So we'll see. He comes from the Pete Golden family, so there'll be some of that Alabama-type defensive stuff in there. They're still learning it. There's a lot of mixing and matching. I think there'll be opportunities for some plays in the secondary. Tennessee just got to go out and complete those plays. But they will be multiple, which will test the communication at night in front of a large crowd. This offense is going to have to communicate well so they don't have a lot of self-inflicted wounds.
Cooper Mays pushed around the sled a little bit last week. Today, back out of practice, really for his first practice. Did more stuff today out on the practice field than he's done to this point. Obviously, again, continuing to trend in the right direction. Not a lock for Saturday, but at least it's a positive movement in that area.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you have no idea how sore he is, how it's going to react, where he's going to be, what he feels like. It's all to be determined. And I know that we kind of joke about the head coach pushing everything to Friday, we'll see. I think this is truly going to be one of those end of the week deals because you got to see how his body reacts to the first real physical work that he's taken place. How much can he build off of today for tomorrow's practice and moving forward? So I do think we're not going to know anything for sure probably until Saturday with Cooper Mays.
I do think there's a strong likelihood that Cooper does trip to Gainesville one way or the other, even if it's in an emergency role. He's getting closer and closer to being back with this football team on a full-time basis. He's Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price for the Exterior Home Solutions 2-minute drill.